from you. Laura Schofield is founder of Otto Ivy, a shoe brand for tall women with, it says here, large feet. I mean, that's kind of blunt, but I guess that's what it does. Laura?
It is exactly what it says on the tin, yeah. So Otto and Ivy starts at a UK size 8, which is kind of where the UK high street leaves off, really, and believes that, surely no one has feet bigger than that. So I start at a size 8 and I go up to a size 12 because I myself am a size 9, and I've just always found it really tricky to find shoes to fit. I think a lot of people think that if you're tall, then fashion exists for you and it's very easy. Supermodels are tall, so surely you can just go into a shop and buy something that fits you. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me. So that's why Otto and Ivy was born.
And I remember the High and Mighty chain. I know they're still going, but they were certainly for, as I remember them, blokes with, 6'8", and there were big jackets and big shoes and that. So you're doing a female equivalent to that, are you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hugely familiar with that one. I know that's more sort of clothing.
Yeah.
And I've never had to shop there myself. There's been a few places for women's clothing that have existed, but shoes has always been really, really tricky. And I had a blog for tall women for about 10 years alongside my day job, which wasn't anything to do with shoes at all. But I was blogging for tall women and realised just how much height affects us in so many ways, whether that be dating, whether that be at school, whether it be at work, and particularly in fashion as well. And while clothing had got a little bit easier, shoes were still really, really difficult. So I got on a plane, visited some factories, found some that were prepared to create shoes for women like me. And it's been going since 2020. I sell internationally now. I've got a lot of celebrities who wear Otto and Ivy as well. And it's so lovely to be able to, hear from women that have maybe worn them for interviews or for their wedding day or for presentations when they would otherwise have been really stressed about what shoes to wear. And Otto and Ivy is all about allowing those women to perform at their best, basically.
That's brilliant, honestly. Just on you and romance and the height thing. So you're 6'1", and
I am.
And is your partner taller than you? That's my first question.
This is where I'm going to trip myself up a little bit, really, because I want to fly the flag for women being taller than their partners. My husband is actually the only person I've ever dated that is taller than me. So everyone that I went out with, I'm not saying, there's a huge list, but everyone that I went out with before my husband was actually shorter. And because of having my shoe brand and so many of my customers being tall, I am so passionate about the fact that these women are not held back in life in any way and that they can fall in love with whoever the heck they want to fall in love with. And I truly strongly believe, Jeremy, that the patriarchy has so much to do with why we expect men to be the taller in a heterosexual relationship. And we really do need to unpack that, because we're allowing this rigid set of rules about what a romantic pairing is supposed to look like. And we are writing off so many potential suitors that could just make us laugh, that actually could look after us, simply because we don't like the idea of a man being shorter, or we're concerned about what people think.
I was going to say, it comes, I don't know, it seems to come from women, this idea that, women will say, I will not date anyone who's shorter than me. Is that because almost no involvement of men at all in that conversation?
I think it's a little bit of both. It does upset me because I surround myself with so many brilliant feminists, great career women, amazing nurturing mothers. And some of them will still say, I would never, they'd be the kind of women that would hate for anyone to tell them what not to do. But they would still say, oh, I couldn't ever date someone who was shorter than me. And I really believe that a big part of the reason why women reject someone shorter is not because of a lack of attraction. I've been attracted to people that are shorter than me before. It makes no difference, but it's because they're concerned about the opinions of others. And I think this is something that we really need to get over. And if you are someone that, you are maybe fancying someone at work that's a little bit shorter than you, or a friendship is blossoming into something else, don't turn them down, not just because it could, get in the way of your own happiness, but you could be that example. You could be that person that breaks away from the norm, and a 16-year-old girl could walk past you looking happy, having the time of your life, and thinking, oh, it is normal. It is okay. And so we do need to see more representation. I think it's brilliant that Zendaya and Tom Holland have been talking about it, because we don't see much of that represented on TV and film. And so that just perpetuates the idea that such relationships aren't right. They're not the norm.
Thank you so much, Laura Schofield. Lovely to talk to you, and congrats on Otto and Ivy. Sounds brilliant. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Cheers.